guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your teacher tells you've gotten over the flu and I got so much catching up to do, baby, why I was out, can we get caught up on J-Lo and Ben Affleck's divorce? Because, baby, this is going to be a funny divorce. And, baby, Jennifer Lopez is now about to spin the block on Ben. Do you know that after Ben Affleck played her, ran back to Jennifer Garner? I know Jennifer Garner is engaged and will probably get married this year, probably to rub it in Ben's face, but he's basically trying to basically live on her couch in her face because now that he's over Jennifer Lopez, he wants access back to Jen Garner. Not saying to actually be with her again, but my best guess is because at the end of the day, he needs his Jennifer Garner to be a mommy for him and manage his life. And he knows if a new man comes around, that's probably not going to be the case. Anyway, right? He's been walking around without his ring. He moved out of their marital house that Jennifer's not even staying in. First of all, Jennifer paid for that house and he let her, but Jennifer's not even staying in that house. And he moved out to prove a point to move down the street from Jennifer Garner so he can be in her face. Baby, J-Lo did not take that lightly. Then he's walking around without his ring on, looking like Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola are his best friend. I'm just saying, he's looking rough. Well, guess what? Sources next to Jennifer Lopez, at least if you could believe what's being reported in Touch Weekly, have said that J-Lo and Ben Affleck, guess what? She said, baby, I don't care. Because guess what? We barely had intimacy this year. Ben became lazy and boring as a lover. Now, listen, we're going to read this article because I actually do find it very, very funny. But J-Lo, she still don't take the point. You know, she was just walking around with her ring on. J-Lo, do you reason I know you think you're playing Ben by saying he became lazy and boring as a lover, and it might be true, but do you realize this also undermines the fact that he has checked out of the relationship mentally, physically, and emotionally? He doesn't want any parts of you, and he's waiting for you to get the hint that it's over. He is waiting for you to get the hint that's over. Y'all, this is 2002 all over again. I know people are like, oh, she canceled her tour because of low ticket sales. If you actually look behind how people make money with tours, the actual record company still makes money even if they sell the tickets for $10 each. As long as they can sell nachos and merch and all this other stuff, as long as they can get the parking. Touring is big money and it's more complicated than how much money you make on the ticket. And that is just a small portion of what they make. But anyway, forget that. I've always said it's the Diddy stuff. It was going on. I think in some way, Ben found out that Jennifer is still helping Diddy and Tide, and it was a betrayal. Again, I don't think that J-Lo and Diddy are messing around together, but I think they have something still going on, maybe business, maybe money. I don't know. She found out that Jennifer was still helping Diddy in some way, maybe helping with the kids, maybe legal, maybe PR. It doesn't matter. The point is, he was like, so you still attached to this fool, and when the indictment comes down, we're going to be wrapped into this. I think that's when Ben Affleck was like, yeah, forget about it. But let's get into this report because it's funny that Jennifer tried to drag Ben, ends up dragging herself, but this is still a drag to Ben. Or probably not. Because whatever cocktail waitress that Ben is waking up to, you know, he has a thing for cocktail waitresses from casinos that he's waking up under this morning. I'm sure she's like, who's a bad lover? And remember when Gwyneth Paltrow, or who was it? One of Ben's exes tried to play him. And Jennifer was like, actually, the thing I love about Ben is his big, because somebody's like, yeah, Ben has a big, and Jennifer was like, I think the thing I love about him is his big heart. You still love that big heart? Anyway, Jennifer, J-Lo needs to listen to, who's that girl? Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow knew who she was messing with Ben, and she treated him accordingly. She's the only one that didn't come out a loser because she knew what she was dealing with. They said J-Lo and Ben Affleck's bickering took, J-Lo and Ben's bickering took a big bite out of their bedroom antics, with sources exclusively telling In Touch the action went from red hot to no-go before the Batman star bolted. J-Lo privately complains Ben isn't up to par in the bedroom, that he stopped making the effort and became lazy and boring as a lover because he doesn't want to be with you anymore. And can I just say this too? Have y'all ever known J-Lo to do anything? anything privately. Have y'all known that? Maybe. Anyway, the so Ben left their shared home last month for a pricey Brentwood rental less than 2 years after tying the knot with J Lo. He also said that she was a fever dream that he woke up from. Imagine moving your kids away from everyone they've known and loved so they can play new family with this fool that 2 years later don't even have enough respect for your kids to just say, yeah, it didn't work out. Talking about it was a fever dream you woke up from. Sources say J-Lo is also dealing with the pressure of her failing album and her canceled concert tour. But according to In Touch, she and her husband haven't been interested in bedroom activities all year. He was sleeping on the other side of the house for months, and the consensus is they barely had intimacy, if any, in 2024. The couple, known as Bennifer, reunited in 2021, got hitched in 2022 after calling off their 2003 wedding, and now Ben privately admits he regrets their nuptials. Obviously, when they first got back together, it was electric. Ben couldn't keep his hands off her, and he now admits that he was blinded by lust. But bickering and tension took a toll. He was so burnt out and bored by her diva fits, the physical attraction totally wore off. Let me just say something. We tried to tell Jennifer Lopez, and I don't say this with any happiness or glee, but we tried to tell Jennifer will be all right. She's rich, she's beautiful, she can dance, just don't sing, right? And she's a good actress. But let's be real. This is the same excuse Ben used in 2002 when everybody was literally calling her a Puerto Rican harlot. All his little Boston friends and his mom and stuff reportedly were doing that. And you used the same excuse when it came to Jennifer now. You were blinded by lust. Jennifer uprooted her whole life to live out her fairy tale with you. And now you're saying you're blinded by lust. J-Lo should have known though. Remember when they got eloped and everybody said it was so romantic? And I do believe when she eloped, I said, y'all, this is 2002 all over again. The only thing is J-Lo learned from her mistakes. Ben was really, really, really getting cold feet. And last time when she was giving cold feet, she let it just go on and then the wedding got canceled. This time she said, fine, I don't care about anything, even though she did. And she rushed to have an elopement. She rushed to have an elopement in Vegas because Ben was backing out of the whole wedding thing. Now, why is that important? Because after that, they went on honeymoon. It's her honeymoon. It's her wedding. I don't care what you think of Ben or J-Lo. Weddings are for the women. Yes, I know the men, but she waited, Ben humiliated her for 20 years. It was her honeymoon. If she wants to have photographers snapping pictures of her all over Europe, let her. Instead, Ben was just walking around mad, grouchy. I don't like this. You know who you were marrying, right? And then when they got married the second time, Ben left her on the honeymoon. And J-Lo made up some excuses about literally left mid-honeymoon, like, oh, we're both very busy. That's what I love about the relationship. We both get money. Mm-hmm. Is the modern term for get money divorced? Anyway, right? They said J-Lo needs attention now. Stop from everyone. And at first, Ben was caught up in the excitement. He started to get embarrassed when his friends made fun of him. But when he tried to tone it down, she refused to let him off the hook. He got to a point where he resented having to put on the show. They said Ben didn't do the romance any favors with his nasty habits of cigarettes and junk food. J-Lo was notoriously disciplined and healthy, so it bugged the heck out of her. She put up with it, but it wasn't exactly attractive. She didn't want to kiss him without handing him a mint first. Baby, she said J-Lo hated that he spent so much time also with Jen Garner. At this point, it's no shock that divorce is in the works. Y'all listen, what y'all think of this? I do think they stopped being intimate. I think it's because Ben is trying to get her to leave him. And I think once again, J-Lo is still trying to save this marriage to this half a man. J-Lo, Jennifer DeGarno knows, Gwyneth Paltrow knows, Anna D. whatever, Arnaz, the girl that starred in Blonde, knows. J-Lo's the only one that still sees Ben Affleck as a prize. And you see what she's getting from it. Now listen, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.